Okay, guys, I just want to cover the markets with you in this webinar. Today's date is actually June 17th, 2014, almost 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Just note that this video is for educational purposes only, and these projections, if you decide to take them, they're at your own risk, and that trading does involve risk. And yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm just trying to help you. So what we're looking at on the euro dollar here is we've seen this market actually go against us, but as the last projection we talked about is the market sucking down to this price, which it actually did pretty much right on the dot. So for those that want more of a better entry point in comparison to the one I got in here, this will be a great time to buy it. And like I said, your stop loss level will be behind this last wick low at 1.3509 area. And I expect this market to suck back in, maybe engulf even further than this high here. So on a smaller time frame, it looks like it's going downwards, but it's going to sit at this price, and I would expect this thing to continue climbing upwards. The 4-hour standpoint, like I said, this thing has broken upwards. We had resistance in this area, so there was a short-term buy opportunity on the 1-hour standpoint, and hopefully made some profits there. But long term, like I said, I'm looking for this thing to reverse. You can also change this trend line like this on the 4-hour standpoint. Okay, and what I believe is this market to really just kick upwards and start to show signs of reversal. So probably in about like a day or two, I'm really looking for this thing to really just pick up and start to kick upwards, breaking this high for overall target at either the origination point, okay, or even up to here. And I'll kind of explain that to you on the day chart. Day chart just shows that that was support in this area, so that's kind of where I'm looking to target. Last time it bounced off this area, it went all the way up to there. That's where I chose my target. The 1-hour standpoint, like I said, there is another trend line on the bottom here, like this. And so you can see it kind of shuffled and broke downwards. So obviously this market is just kind of meandering sideways, and we are in a sideways market. I mean, look at the lows and the highs, about the same. So overall, what I'm looking for as far as a better entry point is this market to possibly get down to the support level here at a 1.35209 area and look for a reversal pattern, and it'll be considerably the triple bottom here. So if that happens, that'd be great, and then we can basically look to buy this upwards and keep our stop loss behind these low wick lows. So this market may still come down to this general area. If it does, then I can get more aggressive with this trade, even though I'm adding a position in the opposite direction. I just have a lot tighter stop loss in comparison of take profit. Like I said, my minimum take profit would be here, but my overall take profit would be all the way up here. Okay, so if you can imagine, having like a 10-point stop loss to 170-point take profit, which is a 17-to-1 ratio. All right, so that's a pretty good ratio. And this market could continue going downwards and hit my stop loss because it has been on a really strong downtrend. So in this way, we're actually counter trend trading, so that's something you want to be aware of. And just make sure your money management is in check. Okay, the Swissy. Swiss franc shows that we are on this upward trend. What I was expecting was possibly a reversal, but depending on this candlestick, this might actually go up based on the euro dollar going downwards. It may actually go follow each other, where the euro and the Swiss franc don't mean anything. The dollar is actually controlling where the market is going. So that being said, maybe the Swiss franc is really not buying by the dollar, and the euro is going to go up, and the Swiss franc is going to go up. Okay, so we are on this really strong uptrend here on a daily standpoint. Okay, and I was expecting a possible reversal, but it looks like we're kind of pushing up harder than expected. So this thing could just keep on going. I mean, it's broken this trend line here. Okay, on that time frame on the day chart, Also, I thought it was going to reverse at this time frame, but if this market does show signs of bullishness, which may wick down and form like a pin bar going upwards, then I'm looking to go long for a long time, probably 460 points, and having a possible 50 point stop loss, and that's a big risk to reward ratio. 4 hour standpoint, like I said, it's kicking upwards and it's kind of creating this head and shoulder pattern. So in reality, I mean, we have this trend line here, but if it breaks, I mean, I really think it's just going to sit here. And we may break even on this trade. Like, this might not be a very appealing market right now, just because it's kind of in that indecisive mode. Like, we had this really good run, and then we started chopping up and down because of the non-farm payroll here, and then this market is trying to stabilize. So what I'm actually expecting is this market to not really have a direction at all. I mean, it may just consolidate, and that's why I drew this box here. The 1 hour standpoint looks even better with this box. So I took the high and the low here and kind of stretched it forward for you. So we're just in this consolidated market, and like I said, this market may just meander downwards and then trade back up to the top again. So there may be a short-term buy opportunity back at the bottom of the support level at 0.8962, and this market may just consolidate, then pick a direction maybe later on this week. But like I said, I'm kind of projecting that this market may continue going upwards on the day chart and really respecting the temporal trend on the day chart. Okay, the pound dollar. I mean, this one's actually doing the exact opposite as the euro dollar, and I would expect this thing to drop because of this reversal pattern. A couple things you can look at, and I'll just kind of take this line off just so you can see on the bigger standpoint, is we just been in this beautiful channel, and we kind of had like a pop out and pop back in, but you can see that from this point, beautiful time to get back down to this low. We knew it was an overall uptrend, so there was that buy opportunity here. Now it's hit resistance. You can see it's double topping, and this market may just filter back down towards this trend line or even the support resistance level. Okay, the 4 hour standpoint, like I said, this is just a beautiful resistance level, and looking for this to act as support and having the market really respect these prices here. And like I said, this thing's kind of dripping downwards, but what I believe what's going to happen is a possible pull back up, probably 50% of this move from the top to the bottom here. Okay, so I'm looking for a possible pending order right around this area at 50%, which is at 1.6976, and then just having your stop loss above this couple pips at 1.7013 area, and then just taking this all the way down, which is about 135 points, okay, with this trade. So a couple things is the day chart shows that this market is showing a possible reversal pattern. It's hitting a double top, as you can see, and you can see what it's done in the past. So it took a couple candlesticks, and then it just, see that wick, see how it comes down and then kicks upwards. That's kind of what I'm expecting here, is it sit right here, kick up a little bit right around this area here, and then drop off like what it did over here. Okay, so overall I'm expecting this thing to drop and looking to get in here, okay, and start to trade this downwards. In fact, let's go ahead and put in a small order, probably just 0.5 for this account size. And again, just trade based on your risk level, and so I have a 60-point stop loss, and then so I have a 2-to-1 ratio right now with this. But if it pulls upwards, you can have a probably a better ratio. But like I said, if you're not around, then this is a pretty good time to look for this trade. So again, we're just sitting here. Like I said, we're just barely getting in. It's low volume, so kind of expecting it to be kind of slower right now. But like I said, what may happen is a break back up, maybe hitting right there at the 1 hour chart, and then shoving itself back down towards this price. And then London's going to kick in and really pick that direction for us. USD yen, I really hope you got involved here. A couple things I like about this market is the day chart. We've just been in this consolidation phase, and what I'm expecting this market to do is close up higher and then pull back down to this low here, like where this pin bar is at. It's going to probably hit right around here at 101.97. Now this thing doesn't move that much. There's not that much leeway as far as movement is concerned, because the dollar and the yen do trade close together. So the stop loss is probably right around 31 points, and you can put a pending order right here. Like I said, it's showing bullishness, but see how it chopped upwards to get to that price. I think this market is going to drop down, sit right here, and then kick back up. It may go even further, maybe right around here, and then continue going upwards. 4-hour standpoint, I mean, it's already risen quite a bit. And like I said, we may see a little bit of a pull downwards before we continue going upwards. So we had this trend line here. Hopefully you took it. We talked about it from yesterday. Again, this market is consolidating, but hasn't retested. So I'm looking for a retest price right around here, which is at 102.56. And just letting the market kick, and then keeping my stop loss probably either in this general facility or right around here. Okay, that would be 101.88. Like I say, you could probably put in a small order now if the market decides to just take off, which in this case scenario, because I put let's see where we're at as far as accounts. Yeah, 30 points, so that's $3. Okay, so I'm risking $90 or so in this trade, and you can just move your stop loss right around here. So I'm gonna not risk $90. I'm gonna keep a hard stop loss there. Okay, so it's broken upwards, but it may pull down. That is a possibility, but this market may just shove itself upwards, and I'm looking to trade at least to the origination of this trend line here. Okay, the day chart on a bigger perspective is an overall uptrend, so this market may just completely go up. Okay, so you can see there was a sell opportunity but never reached the bottom, so we have a low and a higher low. We've broken a trend line, indication that this smaller 1-hour trend has been broken and reversing. We created a low and a higher low, as well as a high and a higher high. So like I said, this market is kind of in the no man's land, as you can tell, but you may see a better entry point if it does pull downwards, and then look to continue buying this up. The Aussie dollar, I really hope you took advantage of this trade. Like I said, I was talking about this trend line here, and that this market was just going to ding off of it. So I mean, like, you could have got in precisely there and just hold on for 4 days and be up 100 points on this trade. Okay, so I really hope you took advantage of that, and it was a great trading opportunity. But I re-entered as well, so you can see that that's my entry point. My stop loss was behind this candlestick right here, this hammer, and it's just been punching downwards. And so what I'm expecting now is, because it's gone down a little bit, I might see a little bit of a pull upwards right around this area. I don't think it's going to surpass the 0.9350 area. I still believe that this market is going to overall trade downwards, and hopefully we can establish a trend line on top to look for those pullback trades that we've taught about. Okay, where the market pulls up, and then look for the break back into the downward 4-hour trend. The 1-hour standpoint, like I said, this thing has just taken off. I was actually in over here, and then it swung up a little bit. Stop loss there. So there was a lot of reasons to get in. Break it this low, entry there. Break it this low, entry there. And then you can move your stop loss into break even. One thing to consider is, because we punched down so far, So I'm locking in this profit here. Is this market may even retest there, possibly. I mean, that's a long distance, but this is where I feel like it's going to ceiling out and then keep on dropping. So we're just low volume at the moment, but like I said, we're creating a high and a lower high and a low and a lower low, as you can see, and just looking for this thing to continue dropping. Okay, the US CAD. I'm actually extremely excited about this pair for several reasons. The day chart shows this pattern that we talked about. Man, I mean, did I not call that, right? So there was the engulfing pattern there. Looking to buy this all the way up to the resistance level. I think it will actually go higher than that, actually. Maybe even up to here, per se. Okay, so I'm kind of leaving my take profit kind of open in the fact that I'm wanting to open profitability. Okay, and as you can see, I have a stop loss right there. So we're actually engulfing really nicely. The 4-hour standpoint, so it's kicked down, and so there was one entry I got in right there. Then I re-entered right there, but really in reality, I could have actually got in right here. So we had that engulfing pattern. It goes up, retests, goes up. Okay, so really in reality, this was the pattern I should have looked for, and then waited for that market to come down and kick right here, having my stop loss there, and let this thing just ride. As you see, saw that thing that says done, that means that Majestic actually took the trade. So you can see right here, that's why it placed a trade right there. So it did have a small drawdown, like I said. You could have actually got in here, or even this reversal pattern for the buy opportunity. So we have one trade that is in the green, but I'm not going to move my stop loss yet until we start climbing. And I believe we're going to start climbing here within this next session or so, and just have this market keep on climbing and climbing and climbing. I mean, I'm looking to target right around here at least. So I'm actually going to go ahead and just make a note of that, like right here. Okay, so that's where I'm looking to target, which is about 68 pips from where I'm at right now. The Euro Yen, I'm also extremely excited about with this pair is we were actually down channeling, like I mentioned before, and what we've done is we bounced off this bottom trend line. Okay, so we bounced, and you can see it bounce pretty precisely. So we actually have like a couple good candlestick patterns. We have an engulfing pattern, a pin bar, and then also just some bullish signals. So I'm looking to take this all the way up to this resistance here. It may even trade back up to the top of the channel, to be honest with you. So that means that, I mean, I could even have my take profit right here, where it's kind of like a neckline right here. Okay, a little shy of that. So this market is looking at a 300-point trade almost. It's a pretty good distance, right? The 4-hour standpoint, like I said, this one's actually chopping through because of the day chart, so it looks like wicks on a day chart perspective, but the 4-hour, you can see that we've a couple things we like. We have a W formation that we barely surpassed. We have a lot of upward pressure, and now we're just kind of consolidating because of just low volume right now. So like I said, it's going to take a while for it to get up there. So what I'm going to be looking for is possibly pushing upwards, and then when the market pulls downwards, I'm going to look for an entry point, buying the dip for it to go back up, pulling back down, buy the dip on a smaller time frame. You can use the 1-hour chart trend lines to enter the trade. So what I'm saying is, like, we'll see this break right now, okay, which you can see I got in right here as well as here. So when the market goes up, then get out, and then let it pull back a little bit, and then draw another trend line like this, and then let it break and commit to itself if it is going to go upwards. The pound yen actually bit me. I didn't really like this pair because I was actually expecting this thing to continue going downwards, which the pound actually had I mean, there was a great buying opportunity that we talked about. This was non-farm payroll time, but hopefully that trade made up for the loss that I had. Um, but you can see this market actually did the exact opposite as the euro dollar, because the pound actually took over. Okay, but what we've actually established is somewhat of an upward channel here, as you can see. And so I think later on in the future, right around this area here on the left hand side, okay, see how there's resistance at the top? Um, you may be able to take a small buy and keep your stop loss there, and possibly this market may climb to hit this, 148 points from here, which is 174.67 area, and then we may see that sell opportunity because it's hitting resistance, and that's when it's going to probably drop back off down to this trend line or resistance area. Okay. 4 hour standpoint, like I said, this thing's choppy, so it really depends on what the pound wants to do versus the euro. Um, so we may see a retest, we may not. I mean, this thing is creating a high and a lower high, and a low and a higher low. So, like I said, we're kind of just channeling upwards here. And like I said, I would like to see if it pulls downwards and then look to buy this up. Okay, so similar to the euro dollar in the fact that we're starting to trade together with them. But look how choppy this market is. I mean, it's really choppy. Like I said, if you decide to swing trade this, you just want to consider a very small lot size. Like I said, I'd rather see this thing pull downwards and then establish like a trend line on a smaller time frame for it to re-break upwards. So right now, I mean, I'm not really interested in this pair at the moment, but this is the trade I was talking about as far as making up the loss over here that we had, a false break. There was a double bottom scenario, and I really hope you took that trade up. Okay, the euro pound here, they're going to trade a little close together, I think, this week. And so what I'm expecting is a possible sideways market or even double bottom. So it's kind of going to, I don't think it's going to go like this and go straight up. I'm kind of expecting to have it meander, then drop back down to drop back up. Okay, kind of like a W formation here. But I'm in. I took it based on the bullish signal here on this hammer here, on the candle here, entry right there. The 4 hour standpoint, you can see we're just shuffling, but like I said, we're kind of forming that W formation. So what you could look for in all reality is the break of this high here at 0.7995 on the 4 hour standpoint, and look for that trade upwards and start to trade this up to this top. It may have some troubles right around this area. That could be your original stop loss or take profit. But I'm looking at my stop loss behind this little wick low. But if it does double bottom, this is where I want to get more involved and then look for the buy opportunity. It just has a better risk to reward scenario. The 1 hour standpoint, like I said, this is kind of looking choppy, especially with the euro and the pound trading so close, and that's why you're seeing these sideways markets. And so you're really looking for that commitment, and this market again may pull downwards first before it does climb upwards. The usual favorite for the exotic, we can talk about that. I'm actually in a hedge, and so what I'm going to be doing is looking to just get out of this. It should be in the middle, and I'll just take a small loss here. So on the day chart, what I'm looking for now is if the euro is strong, I'm looking to buy this. Okay, and so what I might do is simply just take a loss on the sell side and look to trade this upwards. Okay, because of that. So this trend line on the bottom is telling me that this candlestick pattern may be valid. So when this market closes red, then I might just take this small loss on the sell which is only like 2 or 3 pips, and then just let this buy opportunity continue going upwards, which this may actually get up to right around here. Now we're actually down channeling, so this is a counter trend trade, but I'm feeling pretty confident about this market even getting up to here at least. Okay, so this is where I want to actually hit my take profit here. So what may happen, so we have kind of a W formation, so once it gets here where the trend line's at, it'll be a double top or almost a triple top, and then we may see a reversal there. So we have a pretty good distance to go, and it's going to be pretty nice here. So like I said, there was just so much chop, and this is exactly the market that you don't want to trade in. But if this candlestick does end up white, then what I might be able to do is simply just have a small take profit here on the sell side. So my strategy is to hit a small take profit based on this wick pulling downwards, which is not that much distance. Like, it's only like 10 pips from where it's at now, so I would believe it's going to hit there. Maximum stop loss is right here, okay, for this trade. So I would actually truly believe, and this is, bad risk to reward. It just was bad planning, really bad trading. 1 hour chart just shows that we're really respecting the low here. Okay. Another thing I should have just looked at was there was just a beautiful trend line break, and expecting this market to just expect that, and in reality this actually is fitting very nice. So I was expecting this thing to kick up, didn't go up, then I sold off right here because it looked like a reversal pattern on a different time frame. So that's why you want to just stick with one trade and let it do its thing before you get more involved. Okay, so obviously, I'm not being a good example here. But like I said, if this is the high here, we're creating a low and a higher low, and hopefully if it breaks above here, then we're definitely creating higher highs for this market to continue going upwards. The Aussie yen, this is the last one I'm going to cover here. The Aussie yen, just obviously, I showed a couple trade methodologies this week here on this market. I'm going to delete these lines here. And the great thing is the Aussies pairs, anything that's trading against the Aussie, seems to be being respected. Okay, so there's a lot of reasons to sell us off. Like I said, there was this trend line that was kicking off of, so it broke, and then here it came back to retest it, and it's just dripping downwards. And like I said, I think short term this could be your target right here, okay, at 93.91 or 51. And looking at this market here, you can see how it kind of went sideways like this, and then gone up. So we're kind of in that same phase. We're kind of doing this. We're ceilinged out, is what I'm trying to say. So we're ceilinged. We have broke a trend line. We're ceilinged out. It's hitting this resistance area, and like I said, I'm just kind of seeing this thing probably surpassing this low. I'll be honest with you, I think we can go like this. I'm actually feeling like we can use this as our target right now. So I think the market is going to kind of respect this resistance acting as support. So this area, which is probably, depending on how it reacts, probably right around here to be the more precise exit strategy for this trade. I'm going to go ahead and pull this. Just make sure risk to reward is good, and I am right there. That's where I'm committed for this market to go. And this is going to take maybe a couple weeks for this to really develop. So just to note that, this is a swing trade. It's not a day trade. It's for those people that work 40 hours a week or not 40, 80, and not able to see the charts. So there is a trend like this that might kind of hinder some momentum. So a slight pull upwards and then a continued move downwards. But you can kind of see how this market has just kind of arched above it, right? So we have a double top, broke the neckline, and it's going to do what it did over here. Okay, so for maybe I would say a day or two, we may see it climb up a little bit and then just. So I think temptations are is to move that stop loss to here. But if you're confident in this trade, you stick with it, and then if it does shove itself down, just like it did right here, once it takes off, then I'll move my stop loss into the green. Just like this, here maybe your entry point, you might have had your stop loss up above here, and temptations was is that it was going against you, and then it just tumbles. I mean, look how fast that thing moved. And then some of you might have moved your stop loss here, thinking that you weren't getting stopped out. You got stopped out, and then it just takes off without you. So just really controlling your risk. Like I said, right here, I'm expecting this thing to climb up. Having a really hard time at this price. You can see that that's a definite resistance area and kind of my entry point, and then just tumble. I mean, clear down to here. I mean, this is kind of about a 200 point trade that we're looking at in the market right now. All right. The 1 hour standpoint, like I said, it's kind of a slow time right now, and so expect it to kind of shuffle a little bit and then just kick downwards pretty heavily. Okay, guys. Well, I'll just tell you my favorites. The Aussie yen is definitely on my A list. The Euro CAD, just because I'm in a slight hedge, I'm not so happy about it. So, like I said, I might take a small loss on this trade on the sell side and just stick with the buy position and let this thing just run. And then the Euro yen is definitely on my A list. The CAD is looking really good. The Aussie dollar is doing awesome. The pound, I'm in a small sell like we talked about, but it's not like developed yet. Swissy and the Euro's kind of like it's okay. So it's actually kind of engulfing now, but like I said, when London kicks in or later in the morning, I would believe this thing to catch up there. Okay, well, I hope you guys enjoyed today's webinar, and I hope you good trading this week.